Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you thought the Steelers' offseason was already shaping up to be interesting, hold on to your hats, because the latest buzz coming out of NFL circles suggests that the division could be in for a seismic shakeup. Rumors are swirling about a potential blockbuster trade that could see Tyreek Hill, the lightning-fast wide receiver from the Miami Dolphins, wearing the black and gold of the Pittsburgh Steelers very soon. Yeah, you heard that right. It's a wild idea, but one that's gaining traction as sources indicate that Miami might be willing to move Hill, and the Steelers could be the perfect fit to add that explosive element to their offense. So what's the story here? Well, it all centers around Miami's current situation. The Dolphins, sitting at 5-8 and struggling offensively this season, are eyeing a rebuild. Their attack has been quite the disappointment, averaging only 20 points per game in 2025, which is well below expectations. Despite having Tua Tagovailoa, who's shown flashes of brilliance, injuries and inconsistency have hampered their offense. Tua himself has faced 3 concussions already this year, raising concerns about his health and long-term durability. Miami's management is aware they need to shake things up, especially on the offensive side, where they're also dealing with an aging wide receiver group and a defense that's not quite at the top of its game. In this context, Tyreek Hill's name is being floated as a possible trade chip. Hill, the cheetah, is a game changer. His speed is nothing short of warp speed. Think of him as a lightning bolt that can strike at any moment. Despite missing 4 games this season due to hamstring injuries, he still managed to put up solid numbers, 21 catches for 265 yards and a touchdown, with targets totaling 29 and a PFF grade of 91. 2. If you project his season over a full year, he's on pace for around 200 yards and 7 touchdowns, which would be an absolute game changer for any offense. His career stats are staggering. Over 0 yards and 80-plus touchdowns, mainly accumulated during his time in Kansas City and now with Miami. Hill's YAC, yards after catch, is elite, over 500 yards, and his EPA per target is plus 0.35, making him one of the most efficient and explosive receivers in the league. What makes Hill particularly intriguing for the Steelers? Well, first, there's the fit. Pittsburgh's offense has been solid but could really use that extra gear, that extra burst of speed. George Pickens has been promising, but imagine adding Hill to that mix, field-stretching speed that can open up the entire offense. Defensive coordinators would have to scheme differently, knowing Hill's ability to blow past defenders and create big plays on deep routes. And it's not just about the speed. Hill also creates mismatches, and his ability to generate yards after the catch makes him a perfect complement to the Steelers' core. Now, let's talk cap space. Miami is sitting on around $20 million in cap room, which could be used to facilitate a trade. The Dolphins, according to some reports, are also considering trading away Hill because they're not fully sold on his long-term fit at age 31. They're looking at a rebuild, especially after starting the season 1-2 and facing mounting pressure to get younger and more dynamic. The idea is to send Hill to Pittsburgh in exchange for draft picks and a cornerback, which could help Miami bolster their defense and start a youth movement. This would give Miami an extra $30 million in cap space to rebuild that offensive line or add other pieces they need. For the Steelers, this kind of move would be a massive boost. Pittsburgh's wide receiver group currently ranks around 22nd in the league in total yards, averaging about 1,800 yards this season. Adding Hill would immediately elevate that number, projecting him to reach around 200 yards himself, which is a huge upgrade. Such a move would also open up more space for George Pickens, who's already shown flashes of superstardom. With Hill stretching defenses and forcing safeties to play back, the run game would also benefit. Opposing defenses would have to devote extra resources to cover Hill's speed, creating favorable matchups for Najee Harris and the running backs. The Steelers' offensive line, which has been solid but not elite, would benefit from the extra time and space created by a deep threat like Hill. And let's not forget about the defensive side of the ball. Pittsburgh's defense has been among the top in the league this year, ranking in the top 5 in many categories. They're consistently creating turnovers and getting pressure on the quarterback. A more explosive offense, with Hill's speed and playmaking ability, would help keep their defense fresh by controlling the clock and maintaining leads. This balance could push the Steelers into serious Super Bowl contention again, especially if they can add that extra spark on offense. Looking at the bigger picture, the impact of adding Hill to the Steelers could be felt across the entire AFC North. It would be a statement move, signaling that Pittsburgh is not just content with competing, but aiming for dominance. Hill's presence would make the Steelers' offense one of the most dangerous in the league, especially with a quarterback like Kenny Pickett developing more chemistry and confidence. Hill's ability to turn short passes into big gains is well documented. He's a threat to score from anywhere on the field. His deep speed would complement Pickett's arm and help Pittsburgh stretch the field more effectively. In terms of the Super Bowl odds, this kind of acquisition would bump the Steelers' chances significantly. Bookmakers currently have Pittsburgh at around plus 2,000, but with the addition of a player like Hill, those odds could improve to around plus 900 or even better, depending on how quickly the team adapts. Hill's elite grade and ability to elevate the team's win probability would make Pittsburgh a serious contender, especially against divisional rivals like Baltimore and Cincinnati. The Ravens, with their own dynamic offense, would have to prepare differently if Hill becomes a Steelers. It's a move that could define the Steelers' direction for the next few seasons. Now, of course, all of this hinges on a lot of factors: trade negotiations, cap considerations, and Miami's willingness to part ways. But the idea of Hill in black and gold is enough to get Steelers fans dreaming. It's a bold move, no doubt, but it's also a move that could send shockwaves through the AFC North and beyond. Imagine a Steelers offense with Pickens, Hill, and Nagy all working in tandem, truly a nightmare for defenses. Plus, Pittsburgh's front office has shown they're not afraid to make big moves when the opportunity arises. This could be that chance to solidify their offense and make a real push towards another Super Bowl appearance. The bottom line is, we're witnessing a potential shift in the league's landscape. The Dolphins might be ready to hit the reset button, and the Steelers could be the ones to benefit most from this chaos. As fans, we should be excited about the possibility of adding such a game changer. It's not just about filling a roster spot. It's about transforming the entire offense and setting the stage for a deep playoff run. For now, we wait, watch, and hope that the front office pulls off this bold and exciting move. Because let's be honest, the Steelers are always better when they're aggressive and aiming for greatness. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think the Steelers should go all in and try to land Tyreek Hill? Would you be willing to part with some draft picks or a young cornerback to make it happen? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. Remember, this is a fan community, and your voice helps shape the conversation. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. We're heading into an exciting offseason, and who knows? Maybe this trade or something similar could be the move that puts us right back in Super Bowl contention. Keep the faith, Steelers Nation. We're never out of the fight, and this could be just the beginning of a new chapter filled with hope, speed, and greatness.